Hello guys, it's Chanel and today I am picking my TBR for the month of October. And as usual, I am going to use a tarot deck to do that. So today's deck, these are the backs of today's deck. It is called the Mother Tarot and it's a little square deck, which is generally not the usual. There is a bit of nudity in here and it's a very queer, inclusive deck. So let's get shuffling and choosing. The first card out of the deck is the Hierophant, and the prompt for the Hierophant is a book of poetry. So for this, I am choosing Whisper Songs by Tony Birch. So it's a book of poetry by an Indigenous Australian author. I'm assuming it probably has a lot to do with country and colonialism, and that is my choice for a poetry book. Next up, we have the Six of Cups. And the prompt for this is choose a book for your inner child. So that could be taken many ways. It could be a book I read and loved as a child. It could be a middle grade or a YA. It could be a book with the word child in it or something that just speaks to my inner child. So I've gone with The Pumpkin Princess and the Forever Knight. This is by Stephen Banbury. It's a middle grade graphic novel about a spooky, heartwarming adventure into the land of the dead and the unexpected family you find along the way. It looks super cute and adorbs and perfect for spooky season. It also has an appearance by the Pumpkin King, so I'm looking forward to reading that. Middle grade, cozy, fantasy graphic novels are kind of my jam, I think. The next card I pulled is the Eight of Swords. And for this one, it is read something that's either outside of my comfort zone or from a genre I don't really read from. So for this one, I've done the latter and I've picked an art book because I don't actually read a lot of photographic art books. In the library. We call them folio books, or you'd say coffee table books. So I've chosen Queer Art from Canvas to Club and the Spaces Between by Gemma Rolls Bentley. So this is a collection of queer art made by queer artists exploring queer identity and the like. So that is my choice for this prompt. The next card is the Two of Pentacles, and the prompt for this one is choose a litfic book. So I have chosen This Is How You Remember It by Catherine Prasifka, and this is told in second person, so we'll see how I go with that. But basically you're inside the head of a 9-year-old when they first get a computer and access the internet. So that is my choice for this prompt. The next card is the Knight of Swords, and the prompt for this is pick a book that starts with the same letter of the month I'm currently in, and I am currently in September. So I have to choose a book that starts with the letter S, and so I chose Severance by Ling Ma. So this is about a woman living in New York when a plague of biblical proportions hits. And I guess it's just looking at like contemporary life during something catastrophic. So that is my choice for this prompt. The next card I pulled is the Four of Pentacles, and the prompt for this one is read the first book you see on booktube. So I'm going to go on booktube now and pick the first video in my subscriptions feed, and the first book they talk about that I have not read, I must read. So let's see what I get. Okay, so I am on I'm Rose's channel and the 11 books that she's read lately. So let's see what she's got. Ruthless Vows. Okay, so she's grabbed Ruthless Vows. I've already read that. Oh no, fuck. Oh, fuck no. No. Oh, it's Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Oh, I know I'm not gonna like it because I tried Flawless. I think that the one with the guy who thinks cow's milk is for pussies and had to be managed by his PR guy's daughter. I think that's the one. I hated it. I hated it so much. Oh God, okay, I've done it to myself. Wild Love by Elsie Silver. It may be a DNF. Let's be real. I'm not going to force myself to read the whole thing if I'm hating it, but it is going on my TBR, so I will be attempting that one. Thanks, Rosa. Who knows? Or maybe I find my favorite book of the year. I don't think so, but it's possible. Okay, so the next card I pulled is the Five of Swords, and the prompt for this one is choose a yellow book. So the one I have chosen is Solaris by Stanislaw Lem, translated by Steve Cox and Joanna Kilmartin-Sylvie. This is a classic sci-fi by a Polish author, which is about a man who arrives on the planet Solaris to study the ocean that covers its surface. It says he finds a painful, hitherto unconscious memory embodied in the living physical likeness of a long dead lover. So it turns out that the Solaris Ocean could actually be some kind of massive brain that creates memories. So that is my choice for that prompt. The next card I pulled is the 5 of Wands, and it says, pick a book that includes competition or war. So for this one, I've chosen Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright. So I believe this is a romantasy about a daughter of a disgraced blood worker. So I think there's a vampiric element in here. And she does have blood magic and is a spy, and she's trying to protect her family after the assassination of her father. So that is my choice for this prompt. The next card I pulled is The Fool, and for this, it's read a book by a debut author. So, oh my God, this is hard. I thought, you know what? I'm not going to go through every single book on my Goodreads TBR and try to find out, are they a debut author? So for me, the easiest way for me to find a book was to just go on Reading's website and find new releases, and a lot of those tend to be debut authors. So I've picked The Adult by Bronwyn Fisher, and it's about an 18-year-old who arrives in Toronto for their first year of university. And I think it's just pretty much just about her trying to find her footing and make friends and find a place in this big, sprawling new city. So that is my choice. I think it's a queer litfic, and that's my choice for this prompt. And the final card I have pulled is the 2 of Swords, and the prompt for this is choose a book about books. I didn't have anything on my TBR of a book about books. I know that if I did love Japanese translated fiction, there would be an absolute smorgasbord of books to choose from, but I'm not going to do that to myself. So I just Googled some shit, and I came up with The Overdue Life of Amy Bowler by Kelly Harms. I believe this is a bit of a chick lit book, and it's just about a single mum named Amy Bowler, and she really needs a break. And one day her ex-husband turns up and says, I'll take the kid. So she finds herself with time for herself, and she decides to head to New York City.
New York City.
And I guess she maybe runs amok a little bit. Now, I'm not sure how books come into play, but it is tagged books about books on Goodreads. So I assume maybe she works for a bookstore, she meets someone in a bookstore. I don't know. There are books on the cover talking about it being overdue. So I'm guessing library with the overdue word. But that is my final choice for books I'm going to read in October. I will also be doing a spooky season vlog. I'm not going to let you know what books I'm going to be picking for that. That will be a surprise. But that's everything for me. Do let me know what book or books you have on your TBR in the month of October. And until next time, stay wild, Star Child.